So, in human history, the main source of energy has been previously burning wood to keep warm, to cook food, and so on. But in the past 200 years or so, we have changed to three to four forms of non-renewable energy. So, firstly, fossil fuels, which consist of coal, oil, and natural gas, and also nuclear energy. And just in the past 50 years, we use renewable energy sources as well, which include solar power, wind, hydroelectric power, um, geothermal energy, biofuels, tidal, and many, many more. Okay, so today we'll be looking at renewable and non-renewable forms of energy, and I'll just be introducing you to the topic. Now, energy is used for many different things. The three main ones, though, are for transport, generating electricity, um, or just heating, and um, and yeah. So firstly, let's look at like the domestic uses, so heating, cooking, and so on. Then you've got transport, which is the majority of vehicles in the world. They're powered by petroleum products like petrol, diesel, and kerosene, and they originate from crude oil, which is a fossil fuel. Um, and then also a growing number of vehicles are now being powered by electricity, so even trains and things as well. We are trying to increase the use of biofuels in electric cars. Um, so the advantage of this is that while the vehicle's being driven, it produces zero carbon emissions, but the when it's being charged, it's connected to the national grid, which uses a combination of renewable and non-renewable energy sources as well. And biofuel is also a way that vehicles can be powered. The advantage is that it's a renewable source, but biofuels, the fact that biofuels are carbon neutral can be a bit controversial. So domestic, we've looked at, okay, cooking and heating. Again, we can use natural gas to do that, or we can use coal to do that. And sometimes for renewable sources like solar, water heaters, and biofuels as well, can do that. Now, the next thing we are going to look at is how much is coal, oil, natural gas, nuclear, what the vast majority of um, energy resource that we are currently using. So, electricity in this current day and age plays a much bigger role than ever before. So, 8 billion people, this means that there is much higher demand for electricity. So if you total 30, 29, and 19, that is already around 80% of energy, which is just down to fossil fuels. So 80% is still about non-renewable, which is having an enormous negative impact on our environment. So the rest of this would be, for example, oil and also renewable sources, but around 84%, sorry, is non-renewable still. Now, this is how electricity generation works as well. So, energy resources are largely stores of energy that can be used to generate electricity and heat homes and things. Electricity is generated in a very similar way. So, a turbine is turned, which turns a generator, which generates electricity. So the turbine can be turned from fossil fuels, from even renewable sources like wind, tidal barrages, sorry, tidal barrages, hydroelectric dams, and so on. Then energy in the kinetic store of the flowing water is transferred to the kinetic store of the turbine and then to the kinetic store of the generator, which then gets to your national grid as well. Okay, so we will stop there. And the next lesson, we're going to be looking more into each individual renewable source of energy.